Good morning, world at large. Today is the 1st of April. Happy April Fool's Day. I read a report that Volkswagen's in big trouble for telling everyone that they were going to change their name to Volkswagen. There's a bunch of journalists out there who can't take a joke. What a surprise. Man, imagine being that much of a loser. But companies are still doing it, so thank God for that. We need as many April Fool's jokes as we can get in today's world. It's definitely something of value to be able to pull a prank on someone in a lighthearted way. So feeling a bit worn down, I guess. I've been getting up a lot more during the night recently, having weird dreams. I think I talked to you the other days, becoming a little redundant because all dreams are weird, but they all seem to have some sort of connection to what's going on. There's a theme or a connection to what's been going on in the life at the moment. So not writing them down in any great detail, just sort of trying to remember them in the morning and see if there's major themes that make sense. But other than that, I've been letting it go for the most part. The most important thing is trying to get sleep all the way through. As far as quitting marijuana is concerned, I haven't really had any sort of weaknesses in the last couple of days. Well, I did on Tuesday, yeah. I did on Tuesday. I didn't yesterday, although yesterday I was a little more bored in the afternoon, and I felt that maybe in the afternoon I was sort of sliding into that kind of relaxed, okay spending with time, not doing productive stuff, and I was a little concerned about that. Just I don't want to get stuck in the habit of doing things that are unproductive. It's a dangerous path to tread, and you can justify it easily at the beginning by saying things like, oh, it's just an hour here, or oh, it's just an hour there, it's just a little bit of this, it's not on the list of things that I can't do. And I think that's the slippery slope that we get ourselves on. The only other thing I wrote down here actually is that I was waiting on my friend to get me back the book proof. I actually got some really good news from him. He's been enjoying it. He said the writing's solid, and he's happy with what's in there so far. He's been quite impressed, and he likes the tone, and that's really all that I was asking for from him, was a critique on the quality of writing and a critique on the content. And he seems to be largely impressed with that, so that was good news. But it's also got me thinking about the next couple of books I have ideas for, and whether or not I should start working on them. I suppose in the pros list there's that I haven't done as much writing in the last couple of days, and it's important to stay on top of that habit, to keep the 45 minutes a day going in the morning. If I don't, then I'll lose that well built up habit that I had from the first book. So that's definitely a pro. But the con, of course, is that I'd rather be focusing on one book at a time. I don't know about the process of getting published. My intention is, once he's given me his feedback and I go through with a fine-tooth comb and try to sort of make it as good as I can get it, is to send it to an editor and have them have a look at it. Maybe pay for someone's services and then throw it at publishers, and if it doesn't stick to any of the publishers, then yeah, then I will just put it up as a PDF and make it available for e-readers through sites like Amazon. You know, cheap. I'm not looking to make a huge amount of money off of it. But the important thing that I want it is that it gets out and that people read it and I get feedback, because I'm willing to take a 1-star review if they've got something useful to say, just as I'm willing to take a 5-star review if they've got some useful praise. But yeah, have been thinking about the end goal. So 90 days for marijuana, 90 days for video games. At the end of 90 days for marijuana, I've been visualizing not going back and just making another 90 days goal or a 90 months goal or something like that. I just don't see where it comes in and where it's helpful in life anymore. I just don't see it. It doesn't help me go to sleep. I can go to sleep just fine by myself. It doesn't make me feel better. When I'm on my Crohn's meds, even like the first weekend after getting my infusion, God, gotta stop doing these in the morning. It just doesn't seem to do that much for me, so anyway. And then, but for video games, a little different. My wife and I were playing a game together, the LA Noire game, and we didn't get a chance to finish it, and we were both really enjoying it. I've always enjoyed Rockstar games. Their stories typically tend to be some of the best in the industry, and that was one of the games that got thrown out, baby with the bathwater style. So I've been giving some consideration to what's going to happen with that at the end of the 90 days and whether or not I can sort of justify picking up a game as long as we're going to play it together and keep it sort of a social experiment or experience. If it doesn't remain a social experience, then I think that sort of, maybe that's the criteria that I use to judge games by, because playing them isn't necessarily a bad thing. I know that. The problem is, like with the weed, is getting wrapped up into that cycle again where it starts to distract me from doing other things that are more important. So we'll see. We'll see. Anyway, April 1st, enjoy your April Fools. Go out there and be a dickhead to someone in a nice, lighthearted way. That's it for me. Ka kite.